Ooh, okay. I like to be told, that's the Blue Archive reviews. I like to be told that my distro's bad. All distro bad, especially Arch Linux. Fuck Arch Linux. Me and my homies hate Arch Linux. I kind of hope there's just one random distro he puts in S tier just to be funny. The bottom capacity prices seem to be getting close. Yeah, they've gotten like really close, for sure. Arch is best, absolutely.
So recently I put out a video about potentially moving...
Oh, wait. I think I saw this guy's channel before. I think we watched that video. Wait, that was a year ago? Is this video also a year old? It's 11 months old. Okay. Yeah, we definitely already saw this one. Okay. But not this video, but like this video here, the thumbnail is showing.
From Windows to Linux in the future, and I haven't been sleeping on that. I've actually been distro hopping a lot. Like, you can see on this thumb drive, this is Ventoy, and so I've got like Debian, Endeavor, Fedora.
Well, you're already on Linux. You're on, this is Dolphin here. Unless you... Is Dolphin on Windows still nowadays? I don't know.
Our OpenSUSE, Void, and you don't even see stuff I've deleted, like Ubuntu and some other distros that I've been working through. And I've also been doing a lot of research, reading a lot of forum posts, watching videos on YouTube for recommendations about what you should be using, and what I've really learned watching videos on...
Hold up. Alright, so I'd like to formally apologize to everyone I tried to shield Linux onto recently. I had a bad moment with Windows and decided to switch to Linux. That being said, forget Linux, forget the Linux community. People like TLG, is that the Linux gamer? Because this is 2019. So I don't think he'd done the rebrand by then. I think he was still going by Linux gamer. They'll walk up and sell you a sack of stuff and call it gold. They claim that Linux is easier, quicker, more efficient, and up until I made the jump, I didn't understand why. Sadly, I'm not going to be in a post like this from 6 years ago because I basically had no subs 6 years ago. Had I started the channel 6 years ago? I don't know. But you got to look for more recent ones you want to see shit posts about me.
YouTube for recommendations about what you should be using, and what I've really learned is
it's Mr. Chris. Yeah, Chris is the only one who makes fucking Linux tier list videos.
No matter what you pick, it's stupid. You made the wrong choice.
Yep.
And so I figured I'd save everybody time, and I just condense all of this into one place so that you can learn here and now why your Linux distribution sucks.
True.
So let's go ahead and start with Debian. And the D stands for default, because this is the default recommendation for everything. And you know, Debian's great as long as you don't actually intend to use your computer. You know, like
Debian's stale.
Raspberry Pi that's just gonna sit there and it's just gonna be on, but you actually...
Linux Experiment does the tier list every year. But how many... But Chris does multiple a year. That makes him the tier list guy.
You don't need to do anything? Well, then Debian's great. Or if your hardware is like from the Obama era. I mean, that's a great tagline. Debian. Welcome to 4 years ago. I mean, seriously,
4?
You know what their experimental NVIDIA drivers are? They're from last fall. That's experimental. You're never getting explicit sync. I mean, maybe 2026. And then you got all the Debian coattail riders. I mean, the biggest of which is Ubuntu, right? I mean, Ubuntu was cool, like, what, 10 years ago?
To be fair with Ubuntu, a lot of, Ubuntu does actually spend a lot of money upstreaming stuff into Debian. Like... They're not just a distro based on Debian. Canonical actually is like heavily invested into that ecosystem. The Arch Wiki literally has a link to one of your videos. Wait. Give me a link. I'm very curious about this.
It's just Debian with extra steps. I mean, the upside, what? You get to use snaps, which are...
We love snaps. The OBS art. Okay, wait, I have to see this. That's hilarious. Hold up. It's gonna be a video of me fucking trashing them. I know this one. When is this? Look at that fucking thumbnail, boys. Oh god, this is a while ago. This is so long ago.
Exactly be.
It's still not. The video is actually way out of date. Like half the plugins I talked about in this video don't work anymore.
A lot like Flatpaks, except worse. And plus, it's, canonical, so it's probably going to spy on you. Or you got Mint, which is cool right now.
Well, the spyware thing was based on... that was based on what they were doing during Unity, when they integrated things like the Amazon lens, where you could... It was doing that thing with the, like, Windows does nowadays, where you search in the search bar and it tries to search the internet. In this case, you would search in the search bar and you would get things from like Amazon and various other things. But to make it so you could actually see Amazon results, your information had to be sent to Amazon, right? Like that's how a search engine works. Oh, sorry.
And it's just Ubuntu with extra steps. So that means it's basically just Debian with yet another desktop manager that doesn't support Wayland. And then you got like, Sparky /MX /Parrot /Papa /Kali what?
Wait, if I'm referenced in the Arch Wiki, so to get a Wikipedia page, I think you have to have 3 distinct references. Does that count as a reference? Can I get am I close to getting a Wikipedia page? Make it happen.
Whatever else you want to roll out there that is basically just Debian wearing a costume. I mean, all these things are basically people that wanted their own distro, but like, maintaining packages are hard. And like that takes community. And so what do? Well, they just throw a different desktop manager at Debian and then target new users who don't know any better. Now, you could go the opposite end of the spectrum, go with a rolling release distro like Arch, right? Except Arch isn't actually an operating system. It's a hobby. Seriously, like if you look through any recommendation list for operating systems for people that actually need to do something useful, like, make money and this.
I know people well, yeah, doesn't Mr. Primogem run Arch nowadays? I'm pretty sure Primogem runs Arch. He swapped from Ubuntu.
Computer's got to be for a critical process. You'd never see anybody recommending Arch like that because, well...
Also, I know people actually do run Arch on their server, which is fun.
I mean, your computer's going to be broken all the time. It's mostly used for dorks that think other people care how good they are at using computers.
No, that's NixOS.
Arch follow-ons like Manjaro or Endeavor, which are basically just Arch for idiots. I mean, they come with all the downsides of a rolling distro like Arch without the upside of at least getting some bragging rights out of it. Like, you're not going to be able to use Manjaro and tell people I use Arch, by the way.
You can tell them you use Manjaro, and then they'll laugh at you.
And I mean, if you really want to go hardcore, you go with Gentoo, which is Linux for dorks. Like, nobody actually uses this thing, right? I mean, it exists purely for clout chasing. It has no practical...
Gentoo is bad for the planet.
Use. You might as well just build your own distro at this point, because that's basically what you're doing. So some people might try to split the difference, get something that's more current but also more stable, and they say, Fedora, the Goldilocks, but with, corpo rot. It's controlled pretty much by IBM, and they believe in free open source software so much that they shut down downstream access to RHEL. And again, it's probably going to spy on you. Look, I'm using Fedora access to RHEL.
I did talk a lot of shit about this. This is one of the many reasons that GNOME people don't like me. One of the long, very long list of reasons why a lot of GNOME people don't like me, because I am the only one who's actually gonna fucking call them out on their bullshit, and they can't do anything about it.
And again, it's probably going to spy on you. Look, I'm using Fedora right now. And hey, look,
Sorry, are you running a TV? LG TV. Right.
It's me because I'm a real Linux YouTuber, and you can tell because I've got an ASCII logo in a terminal window.
Yeah.
And I'm sure somewhere out there you got some people that are trying to push out Alma or Rocky, which, I mean, come on, just Control-C, Control-V already. I mean, they're all mad because Red Hat won't let them copy their homework anymore. They're not even their own thing.
They've moved on to doing their own stuff nowadays.
Or you could go with maybe OpenSUSE, right? It's basically Fedora for Europeans, except with the slowest package manager known to man built in. And again, they got the corpo right. But maybe you think,
Slackware!
No, I'm a pure soul. I'm going with the OG. We're going to roll out some Slackware. I mean, come on, seriously, don't lie. You've never installed it. And if you've ever installed Slackware...
Hey, I have people in my audience who are in their 50s. They installed Slackware when it was new.
It was purely so that you could tell people that, you know, you used to run Slackware for like 2 days before you ripped it out and actually installed a modern, useful distribution. Or maybe you're one of those void weirdos, right? I mean, it's basically the...
No one actually uses... I'm convinced no one actually uses Void Linux.
Hipster distro. Its only real function is to let people say that they use a distro that nobody else has ever heard of.
Please mention
And
Nix.
finally, I mean, I guess we could mention, like, I don't know, Alpine, that only exists because that dude is out there saying, well, it's actually new Linux. And so... Alpine, it's just Linux. And yes, as a sidebar... I did pronounce new correctly.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. It's GNU. No.
You
Incorrect.
don't get to use a word that's existed for 100 years and then tell everybody else that they're pronouncing it wrong. I mean, unless you're Dutch or German, and then it actually is pronounced GNU.
The Dutch are correct.
Probably not, so
Based
stop
Dutch.
lying to yourself. It's new. And I guess we can wrap this up like this. If your OS wasn't mentioned, there's a reason why. It's because you're
I'm sorry, did you say OS? No, that's way more offensive than new.
If your OS...
What the No, stop. You don't... No. No, you don't get to say OS. You... I hate this video.
Wasn't mentioned? There's a reason why. It's because you're using a distro that's so bad that it's not even worth making fun of. Seriously, nobody uses it. Nobody cares.
Hey,
and what
NixOS.
other conclusion can we draw except that it doesn't matter what distro you pick.
True.
You picked the wrong distro.
Absolutely true. But that was a video. That was certainly a video. Speaking of videos, the drama YouTubers are eating fucking good. There's one channel out there, I think they've done like 20 videos on the pirate software drama. I don't know how you have 20 videos worth of things to say about pirate software, let alone actually make 20 videos about pirate software. That's actually impressive.